All right, and we're back. Welcome back to After Further Review. Abby Alonzo alongside Anthony Ranaudo, filling in for Matt Moscona.
That song was a vibe. Was that you, Moose? Nice, bro. That was a. Hey,
I can't take all the credit for it, dude. It's just like some generic beat that I literally found during the break. But you know what? We all
you should have been
flagged.
like, yeah, bro. I've been stewing over this for a minute. Yeah, this is the one.
It's actually an original. Well, if you were with us before the break, we were talking a little bit about LSU NIL, the brands they build, and that kind of segued us perfectly into a call with Joe Schwartz with LSU women's basketball. You kind of introduced him before we went to break, but Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes, I can.
Joe's live. You got to make sure that you let Joe know, in case he didn't hear, how we gave him a lot of love for his fits. You got to make sure that we gave you the proper intro, Joe. Don't worry.
You did. You got a pretty good intro.
Well, I appreciate it.
We did just see your fits at the Kentucky Derby. I hope that was a great weekend. It was probably so much fun. I'm very jealous.
Oh my gosh, it was electric. It was a blast. And I only won one horse bet, but it was the Derby one. So.
Hey,
oh, that's good.
We'll
That's the main one. That's the one you want.
It was a good way. It was a good note to end on.
Exactly. Yes, that's awesome.
Well, what we were telling everybody is kind of you've got the swag on the side of the court, and it's really become a thing with LSU women's basketball. We were talking about Flau'jae and Angel being at the Met Gala, and really what that's doing for women in college athletics as well as recruiting. And you kind of look like you spearhead a little bit of that on the sidelines, encouraging other coaches to, express themselves in their game day fits. You do a great job. I mean, we've even asked you to break down your game day fits a couple times for Valley Vision. And then you've got the girls walking in the tunnels and the pregame picks. So talk a little bit about the culture within LSU women's basketball and how you guys come up with those things and why it's so important.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and we talk about this a lot in recruiting, is one thing that Coach Mulkey is big on is letting our players and young women be themselves. And that starts at the top with Coach. I won't forget it because people ask me this all the time about our sideline sits. We sat down as a staff in July, the first summer that we got to LSU, and it was right after COVID, that COVID season when really every team started wearing the quarter zips and sweats on the sideline. And Coach Mulkey said, guys, I'm fine with whatever y'all want, but we're trying to build a program here and set an example. And it was year one. And we kind of took a vote. And as we were looking around the table, everyone was like, I think it looks sloppy. It may be comfortable, but we don't want to be the same as everyone else.
It's not turning heads, yeah.
So we decided that let's start rocking fits on the sideline. Now, I don't think we ever expected it to be as extravagant as it is now. That was before Jamie met Kim and was like, hey, let me get Queen of Sparkles on you. And now you look up and you've got grown men in the stands wearing sparkle jackets. Yeah. You've got grown women, young kids. So I think it started back in July, the first summer we got here, and now it's just carried over, and it's an expectation. And I think that trickles down to our players. Jennifer Roberts on our staff she's in charge of NIL and influence, and she does a great job with our girls. They have a glam day before the season where they actually get to pick out certain outfits and dress for a full day, and it's a personal development day. Teaching them how to talk in front of microphones, be in front of the camera, and not saying that we promise every recruit that they're going to be at the Met Gala, but we, in more simpler terms, like you look at Flau'jae and Angel, they have both used what they did at LSU to do it on a national level. And so I think it's very cool now to see that what we do for our kids, allowing them to have personalities and to present themselves in such a way that expresses more than just a female playing basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids have personalities, and these kids they're more than basketball players, and they are very creative and have creative minds. And so you put their minds with different agencies or with their managers or with our staff, and you're starting to see that. I mean, look, you have Joe Burrow, you had Justin Jefferson. Like, I mean,
And
it's very special.
it is, and honestly, it creates a different type of fandom, Joe. So like, as a basketball fan, I've always been a women's basketball fan. I was a fan of Van Chancellor when I first came down here, and that's what made me like LSU women's basketball, right? And I would go to the games because of that. And then I fell in love with Sylvia Fowles, right? You fall in love with players and you like their game. And today's game, with the phones and social media, you have different access to the players. It's no longer just their game and their personality on the court, right? You get to see them represent themselves in different ways. And now you're going to the game to watch how they represent themselves on the basketball court because you know them so well off the court, right? And you want to go see how Flau'jae goes and competes at the highest level and how Angel competes at the highest level because you know them differently off the court. So I think that's the way that you guys are grabbing different types of fans and then making them basketball fans, which is really cool and unique.
It really is. And it goes back to what Coach said, is we're trying to set a tone. We don't want to be on the same level as every other school. LSU has a brand and allows the individuals on our team to express themselves in such a way that you're mixing their individual brand with the school's brand, and in turn creating a monster.
bigger,
and I don't
yeah.
mean monster in a bad way. It's like, it's a giant. Like,
Yeah, it's a great collaboration.
Between social media following, between fans in the stands. I mean, I think we're now 3 consecutive years where our attendance is over 10,000 a game.
Sheesh.
And this year, quite honestly, people want to talk about our schedule. We didn't have a great home schedule because we had to play Texas on the road, because we had to play South Carolina on the road, because we played Tennessee on the road. But y'all know how the SEC works.
Yeah.
Flip that. This coming year, we get all of them at home.
Boy, you
So,
just made me very happy right there.
I mean, like, you want to talk about excitement and fans, like, what are the coaches going to wear to the games? They're coming to the games because of our players. But then on the flip side, one thing that Coach Mulkey does so well is prepares our young ladies for life after basketball. What does that mean? Okay, Flau'jae, you had a bad game tonight. You had 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. There's 200 kids outside, and this is on the road too, that are waiting to take a picture with you, that are waiting for an autograph. They paid big money or traveled a long way to come see you play. So pick your head up, go out, sign autographs, fake it a little bit if you have to, but you are inspiring a young generation that honestly is a little bit lost right now. I'm scared to death for the younger generation because of how crazy our world is right now.
Yep.
But we've got girls that are making such a positive influence on kids that they don't even know. And we see it at home, and we're spoiled because LSU has an extremely good fan base and they love us, but it's like everywhere we go, it's a crowd. We have to travel with 2, sometimes 3 police officers for extra security. And that's not including our strength coach, who kind of plays the role as security. So I think the brand itself, LSU, is so powerful. But now you have a coach who's allowing players to express themselves in such a way on and off the court. Because, I mean, you've seen our players. They're not just prima donnas that dress well, tunnel fits, and then come out on the court. I mean, they're going to talk a little bit. They're going to push around, push and shove, and but we want that.
Right.
We don't want our kids to be dirty, but we want them to be ballers. We want them to be tough. We want them to be gritty, and it starts with Mulkey. Like that's the bottom line. Is she sets the tone, and it starts day one in practice in late August, early September, and she doesn't put up with kids that are soft.
Right.
She'll tell you, if you're hurt, don't come to practice. Go to the training room, and she doesn't mean it in a mean way, but it's like, what good are you going to do standing on the sideline not practicing?
Right.
When you could be rehabbing and getting better, and
And
it all starts at the top. Go ahead.
I respect Mulkey so much for that, to be able to do both as a coach, not to just hound her girls to be grinders at practice and on the court, but to also push them to be a good person too. I do want to ask you, we only have a few minutes left here, but talking about, you got some new names on the roster and you want to talk about bringing in some new talent. Why don't you give us a little bit of inside scoop on who we're going to be seeing this season that may not have been in an LSU uniform last season?
Well, yeah, we do have some new additions, and fingers crossed we may have a couple more on the way.
Let's go.
We're actually in a dead period right now, so we've got coaches in Cancun, at the beach, Mulkey's home, seeing the grandkids.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I'll start with the ones that have committed to us. Kate Koval from Notre Dame, big post player, good player, big body, 6'5".
Let's go.
She's from the Ukraine. We actually finished second in her recruitment going into, I guess, when she was a senior in high school.
Yeah, her true freshman.
And we loved her. It hurt all of us to see her go to Notre Dame, but we didn't burn any bridges. And, we reached out to her when she got in the portal, and very, very quickly she decided that she wanted to come to LSU.
Love that.
And so we're excited for her. She's got a really good low post game, but she can step out and shoot that 12 to 15 footer and is getting better and better from the 3-point line. I know there's been a lot of videos on social media of her working out already this summer, and we're excited to get her down here. The next one is a girl named Amaya Joyner. She is from East Carolina, from Farmville, North Carolina.
Nice.
And she's just a raw talent, gritty post, kind of more of a 4 player, can step out and shoot it, loves to rebound, which, after having Angel for 2 years and Anissa, we're going to need someone to step up and start rebounding.
Yes.
So look for Amaya to really come in and set a good tone, energy giver. So we're excited for her. Another one, I don't know if people are familiar with this name, but Flau'jae Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
The handles are crazy, man. I'm excited.
We're so excited to have her and everything she brings, and we're glad she's going to be in an LSU jersey because it seems like every time we've played South Carolina, she's kind of been the difference maker in the game. So look for that fast-paced, electric point guard that we want. That's the Mulkey run offense. She can play off the ball. She can play point. She can step out and shoot it. But the thing about Flau'jae is the fast pace. She can finish at the rim. She's flashy, but she also is a baller, and we're really excited for her. And then we've got 4 freshmen coming in that can really play. They were all of them were Jordan Brand All-Americans. A couple of them were McDonald's All-Americans. So real quick, I'll start with Divine Burridge, quick guard, really a lot like Flau'jae, can push the ball, can shoot it, very quick. Expecting her to play a lot of defense and then get out and run. Bella Hines is another guard, a really, really good shooter, unlimited range, and a lot of videos on social media of her crossing people, making them fall. We're really excited about her. Next, I'll go Flau'jae Johnson. She's actually from Shelbyville, Kentucky, 4-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Kentucky, so she's right outside of Louisville. I wanted to see her this weekend, but by the time I got to the track on Friday, she was already leaving. She said she didn't want to sit through the rain. So I didn't get to see her this weekend, but she is a Louisville/Shelbyville kid. Big wing player, can shoot it outside, can drive to the rack. Got to get her more physical on the board. And that brings me to our next one, Grace Knox from Vegas. She's what we're hoping to be the next Angel, the next Anissa, just a hard-nosed rebounder. She's already told us. She said, I want to break their records.
Wow, let's go.
So here's the thing. She's coming in as a freshman. Those two came in as sophomores, juniors, transfer.
Yep.
So she's getting a fresh start.
Yep.
And we told her, it's like, you've got to earn minutes, but the best way to earn minutes is act like every day in practice you're trying to break their records, get on the glass. So we're really excited about that group of 4. And, and like I said, we may have a couple more before the season starts that come, and we'll be wearing the purple and gold next year. So we're excited. We've got a good class coming in, but we're not done yet.
I love that. That fires me up, man. And I heard something that there was a couple different themes there that I heard, and it fires me up. So one, I interviewed or got to sit with Jasmine Carson after you guys won the national championship. And, I asked her, I was like, what's the biggest adjustment, offenses? She was like, Mulkey just wants you to run and go and score and trust that we're going to make the right decisions in a fast paced offense. And that's what it sounds like your guards are trying to do this year. And then you got the big bodies that clean up the messes, right, and go and crash the boards. And I love that combo because when you come to the game, that's what I want to see. I want to see fast pace, and I want to see bodies banging down low and getting boards. So it sounds like a nice recipe for 2025 for sure.
Yes. I know we're short on time, but I do want to.
No, we're
add
good.
one
We're good.
thing.
We're good.
So it was actually fun this past weekend. Malaysia and Michaela were actually playing in some USA 3-on-3, and they got to the finals. They were playing against each other, and Malaysia actually hit a game winner over Michaela.
Oh,
No way.
So,
Oh my God.
So that video's out there as well. But they competed hard, and I think both of them will be playing all over the world this summer, mainly in June. So if people want to stay tuned to our Twitter and social media, we're posting. I think Michaela said they go like Phoenix, and then maybe Colorado. Then like she's going to like Mongolia,
Wow.
maybe Paris. Like they're bouncing all around. It's that 3-on-3 USA basketball. So hopefully they put them on the same team and they're not playing against each other the whole summer.
Yeah, start building some
but
chemistry. Yeah, that would be awesome.
But going back to what we talked about with Coach Mulkey, I think the biggest thing is allowing our players to be themselves, and that includes the summertime. I mean, we obviously want them in the gym getting better, but if that means they've got to be playing USA basketball, or if Flau'jae's got music shows going on, like Flau'jae travels with a trainer, she travels with a nutritionist, like they're taking care of their business on the court. It's not like if you don't see them in Baton Rouge all summer, it's not like they're not working.
right.
Like Jada Recharge, she's in the gym every day. Kaylin Gilbert in the gym every day, but they're kids that are staying in Baton Rouge to do it. But that's one thing that Mulkey is so good about is understanding burnout and understanding how these kids need to be coached, because we coach these kids from September, and the goal is to be the first weekend of April. And that's a lot of time. And they're hearing our voices constantly every day, and they're on a very strict schedule every day. But if we pick right back up at the end of May and we require them to be here all summer and do all sorts of team stuff, like they're going to get tired. They're going to get burnt out. And we don't want that, because we feel like our strength and conditioning coach in the month of August can get them back in shape, get them where they need to be for September workouts, and then we hit the ground running in October for full practice, and then we don't even start playing until the first week of November. So I don't want to say we want to ease into it, but the whole goal of college basketball is to be playing your best basketball in late February, early March, leading into the tournament. And is anyone really going to argue with Mulkey's recipe for success? I mean, the women's won 4 national championships. We've been to three straight Elite Eights, and we lost to the overall number 1, won the national championship, and lost to Caitlin Clark, who, I mean, she's a phenomenal talent. So,
you guys,
it's great.
Yeah, you guys are killing it out there, man. And Joe, thank you for the time, bro. We gotta cut to a break here in a second, but that's Joe Schwartz. Make sure you guys are following LSU women's basketball and Joe on social media. A bunch of good stuff coming up. Joe, thank you for the time, brother. Keep killing it, and we'll talk soon. And if you guys are listening, make